really hard to nail that down to just one. Yeah, you can say the base race, but
it was a 50-something minute game, wasn't it? I mean, how are you going to go over all that and where they had like 5-minute break? It's really hard to break that all down.
You just forget that, and I think they might just have to try something new. Get everybody calm. Right now, it doesn't matter like what happened or why it happened. You just need to focus on the essentials. You know, they got to go back to their scrimming, say, okay, we have these plans. This worked for us in the past. And let's see if what this champion select will bring.
Yeah, we see here in the draft, Counterlogic Gaming banning out Aurelia and Gnar, and Pantheon and Jax again, a jungle ban coming out of Gambit for this one.
Yeah, it looks like Gambit's actually going to change up their purple side bans a little bit. They're still focusing a little bit on the jungle with the Pantheon ban, but it seems like that Jax has been a big problem in the series so far.
Now, that's a good reaction, man. So they ban out Aurelia and Gnar on blue side. That means the next ban goes to purple side for Gambit, and Gambit says, okay, well, 2 top laners gone. We want that Jax out of here. We know how good we are with it, so we definitely don't want you guys to have that.
That Azir's up, though. We're going to see the top lane Azir with the Janna. Okay, never mind. I spoke too soon. It's gone. They don't want to see that at all.
Yeah, they're afraid of that Janna Azir bot lane duel, lane swap shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, Azir is just absolutely ridiculous if he gets going, but we're not going to see it at all. Maybe not at all in this series. This game
is this another Jarvan ban here?
We're going to see what the last ban is coming in here. That would be their pattern on red side, but...
Well, both junglers are up, Jarvan and Lee Sin, so I don't really think that they should ward a ban on this, because they're just going to get their preference pick of jungle here. Yeah, so they're going to go with the Jarvan pick probably.
No, he's
Lee Sin ban for
Lee
Gambit.
Sin, so he's basically giving the Jarvan that has been banned twice before to ThinkCard.
It's got to be Sejuani for Diamond.
Yeah.
Come on.
ThinkCard's actually, he's known for his Lee Sin. Like, he's a Lee Sin main. He has like probably thousands of games on it. And I'm pretty sure they did their research on it. Like, yeah, this is what he likes to play. Like, you need to get rid of this.
What will be the first pick then coming on for CLG? Maybe a top lane, a lot of focus on that, and we know that Zion can step up and carry for that team.
In my mind, it almost has to be Jarvan with them.
I mean, I didn't really like the Elise that much. I would want to see them first pick the Jarvan here.
Plus, it takes it away from Diamondprox as well. And as much as you may enjoy the Sejuani, I think I want to see a larger sample size before I'm convinced it truly is the next god-tiered pick. I think game 1, he did well. He did exactly like a Sejuani has to play.
Oh.
A Thresh lock in here for CLG on first rotation.
I like the Thresh, but I thought Edward performed pretty well in the Janna. And Janna's actually a decent pick in the Thresh as well, so... But, I mean, maybe they have a jungle pick in mind, or maybe they're just going to go with the Elise again.
And Pinoy looks like maybe he wants to show what he can do on Vayne and also hovering over to the Jarvan, which would be a logical pickup then here for Diamond.
If he goes Vayne, he can only tumble in so far. We saw a few questionable Valks as well from Pinoy so far going in really deep. I don't think they're going to pick Vayne. I do think they have to get the Jarvan here, and then they can wait with their Janna as long as they want, because the Thresh is already picked.
This is perfect for the Gangplank, man. The style points. It worked out so well for Roccat. I could see it coming.
There to hover over the Riven, maybe for Cabochard.
I think that could be a good pick. We have, when Riven usually gets played, I mean, Aurelia's out, Jax is out already, so like all these bruisers are out already. Maybe less answers on ZionSpartan's camp.
Yeah, I like the Corki pick here. It's pretty safe. Gives him, I mean, he's just been great throughout the whole tournament. Really strong champion in the meta right now.
Yeah, absolutely for Cabochard. And then Diamond is going for that Jarvan, or it could be top lane, but I think it might be going to Diamond in this one.
Yeah, they're like letting the whole bands and picks go down all the way to the wire. Usually teams, when they're certain and they're confident about what they want, there's like insta-lock. Like, don't give the enemy team time to think, but...
Yeah, and if you're Cloud9, they also lock in champions at the same time. They don't go, okay, this one, and then let's focusing on the second one. No. So they're a little flustered on both sides here. But I imagine CLG can already know that they're going to be playing against Janna Corki, given this meta game already. I don't think Edward's going to whip something out different. So CLG has more information here already, but I wonder what doubles want to play. I don't think he should go Vayne again. He needs something with the gap close to get out of Cataclysm.
He might try out that Lucian again, although it didn't really work out in game 1.
The Nunu Maokai. Here it comes, man. Another Protect the Vayne comp. It's coming.
Might set up a Caitlyn pick as well if they go Nunu.
Nunu
Rumble and Nunu.
Okay.
Sane is happy. Nunu is finally on the table.
I mean... Oh. It's like... It's okay, but I mean, because the other junglers are off the table, but I think when Jarvan is up, he kind of outclasses Nunu, but it's okay here because you have a Rumble, which is going to provide enough damage to actually make up for the fact that Nunu is kind of a supporty champion, but you need hyper carries in your other lanes as well if you're going to do this.
I'm really interested to see what CLG is going to pick for AD carry. Not too big of Nunu Lucian. I don't think it's
going to be Nunu Kate or Nunu Vayne.
Yep. I don't think it's all... Yeah.
Actually, I would like to see a Kate pick. It's really good against the Corki, and Kate Thresh is just such a bully lane, and if they can get an advantage, like you saw it yesterday when the Caitlyn started going off and they got the advantage in lane, even though it was a misplay by Rocket, it's still just such a lane bully.
Yeah, it rules out Graves already because Nunu Graves is not good. Nunu Lucian scales to an extent, only for the culling, but Kate probably, yeah.
So this is a smart adaptation by Gambit. They know that Nunu is a champion that doesn't provide much CC or engage, so they're just going to pick the Jayce because they know their engage is limited to the Rumble ultimate and the Thresh hook, and they also have really good disengage with the Janna and really good poke by the Corki. So this is just like an all-around really good comp.
Gambit absolutely thought about this comp. We'll see what comes out for the last pick, but now it's up to CLG to decide who they want to as AD carry and who is going to that mid lane for Link as well.
I don't see how CLG can fix this. I think they have a lot of problems already.
Well, no, their team fighting is like...
I really like Gambit's comp. We've seen this comp from Rocket Day 1 as well, Game 1, where they played like Irelia top lane with, I think it even was Jarvan Janna with Corki and Jayce. Corki Jayce, so much poke, disengage from Janna. You have the all-in effect from Cataclysm that peels at the same time. They're pretty much forced to play Caitlyn here already. And I don't know what they can add to the equation that makes it so good for CLG.
I don't like the Syndra here with that. I just think they're just going to get poked out and they have to rely on a lot of catching, a lot of sieging. So if they don't get ahead early, CLG's comp is going to be pretty done.
They need a hook or a QE from Syndra followed by a Rumble ulti. If neither connect, then they're going to eat poke.
And then on top of that, they're probably going to pick a Maokai up here because they need a little bit of AP damage. And Maokai is just a great pick into Syndra because you can just CC stack on top of it. And just too much front line to get through and you don't have enough damage.
Even Mundo. Pick a Mundo into double AP.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
Caitlyn with limited damage. It's incredibly hard to kill a guy. And he can just soak up, even like he can walk into hooks, he can just cleaver it. And once somebody gets cleavered, they get followed up by poke.
And on top of that, the Nunu and Rumble both do magic damage, so all you have to do is like rush his Spirit Visage.
Yeah, he goes full magic resistance. He ignores the Caitlyn to an extent until Caitlyn gets really big, which he only does after 3 or 4 items. It can become really problematic then for CLG.
Yeah, really good draft from Gambit so far. I mean, they can pick any AP type champion top or any type of tank, and it'll just really round out their team comp.
And Lissandra is of course still on the table, and that does seem like a good pickup.
Okay, I mean they have a tank with Jarvan, so
I think it's good, but it's riskier than having.
Yeah.
I would have liked the tank. I think if you have so much poke already, you know, it gives the comp an option to backfire. But if it works and it snowballs, the game's over.
Well, they are 2-0 up and they are pretty confident right now, so maybe that's a thought process behind that. Solid comps coming out from both teams. We'll be back in 90 seconds with Game 3 between CLG and Gambit.
To the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne Grand Final between CLG and Gambit. It's 2-0 for Gambit, and what a way to end Game 2 with the base race. But now we're moving into the third and possibly final game. Let's talk a little bit about the picks. Who's got the stronger lineup here, and where are the strengths in those lineups?
I really, really like Gambit's lineup here. I actually feel like they got 5 of the best champions in the game at the moment. And what they did so smart here was taking the Jayce away, because CLG was setting up for a very, very nice siege combo. You already picked the Rumble in top lane, so you could take your physical damage dealer in the mid lane. But then Gambit just goes ahead, takes the Jayce, and now with the Lissandra pick as well, you have hard engage. Had to take in Mundo and Maokai, they wouldn't have been able to engage the same way unless they had like a flash up. Now Lissandra can go in onto the Syndra pick here and start the whole thing.
And let's not forget, so much pressure on this North American team. Counter Logic Gaming, the hopes are resting on them, but Gambit, they're proving once again, aren't they? Intel Extreme Masters, it's our tournament. And I remember last year when they were talking about Cologne, it's like, this is the ideal tournament for us because they'd all had the rest. Last year, of course, they'd just been to the World Championship Season 3, but they still had a few months back home in Russia to practice. Well, of course, it's not a Russian team these days. It's only 2 Russians in there anymore. In fact, only 1 Russian in there, I should say, because Eddie's not technically Russian. And they've become very much a new European powerhouse. But Flash burned early by Pinoy.
Very early here. This is caught a little bit by surprise that Aphromoo would walk straight in to the jungle, but CLG is still quite a siege comp here. You have the Rumble, and the idea is basically you put down the Rumble ulti on the tower to zone away the enemy team, and then Syndra and Caitlyn can just take down the tower here. Liking some real disengage though against this Jarvan and Lissandra, who can just jump onto them, and wow, more fighting level 1.
Yeah, he's in a bit of trouble here, Diamond. The Ignite goes down, they're flash through him, there's the Ice Blast, they may well got him here, 1 more hit should be enough. They hook onto Nick, they can see ThinkCard will finish it off with the Ice Blast, they're going to keep on chasing. Nick now in trouble, he's got the Ignite running, and CLG pushing in, DoubleLift coming around the side. I think Nick should be safe here, or unless he, if Diamond would have only flanked, it would have been straight on him.
Well, very, very good start by CLG here. You have the flash blown from Pinoy, of course. Nick as well had to flash away, and you get the first blood onto Diamond. So a lot of flashes used. DoubleLift.
Now he's in trouble. There's the exhaust going down. Pinoy on him. Eddie didn't quite land the damage. Nick will get the Q down. Nobody going to follow through. But now DoubleLift having to burn the heals. Summoner spells being used all across the board.
And DoubleLift here, he had to start with his 90 caliber net to actually stay or keep his flash here and get back to his own tower. Pinoy will also get down to this lane a lot earlier than DoubleLift, so he will get a bit of a XP advantage.
That actually worked out perfectly because Diamond had been delayed so heavily in the jungle, but the fact that DoubleLift just had to go back, let Eddie have the free reign up here to give Diamond this leash.
And I want to see what Cabochard is going to do in this lane here against Rumble. They're basically just going to try and push against each other early on, but the Lissandra can set up ganks so well. For now though, look at the ThinkCard here around this mid lane. He wants to gank early.
Well, let's see what he can do. Nick, of course, has no flash. He's going to put the Ignite down, trying to turn around the damage. Here comes Diamond from the side. Have they got the damage here to finish off either ThinkCard or Link? ThinkCard himself also has no flash. The red buff burning away. The Shock Blast will be dodged away from. That would have been a kill for Nick.
Very nice little dodge here. And Nick staying in. You know he has no flash, no reason to try and run away. Just waiting for Diamond to come in. And so much action early on, and so many summoner spells on cooldown now.
It's funny because we were just saying in the break, it's like, well, we can't surely have a game to follow on from that last one. Nothing can match that. But we're going straight back into the action. We had a kill a minute in the last match, and it looks like they're going to continue that trend. ZionSpartan locked up. Diamond comes, flag and drag back through. Zion forced to flash away now. That is all flashes down, apart from DoubleLift for CLG.
And this is what you can do with this combo here. When you have Jarvan and Lissandra, you can set up ganks so well, forcing an early flash. Now, Diamondprox go back to his jungle, or, you know what, you can just stay up here. What did come down though for ZionSpartan?
Yeah, he's far enough away as well. He's actually going to be recalling back into base. That's good damage as well down on this bottom side of the map.
And that was really, really smart again by Diamond here. He stayed around because the wave was pushing towards Gambit here. So it basically means so many minions are going to die, while ZionSpartan was forced to go back. He couldn't show himself, then he could have died again. And teleport used.
Well, DoubleLift is starting to get back in. Considering he was below in the farm, a good hook on Pinoy. There's the flay, but quickly answered by Eddie with the Howling Gale. And a good trade back and forward.
Look at Diamond.
Trouble in the top lane. ZionSpartan, no flash available this time. This will be the first kill for Gambit. ThinkCard's going to come in. They're going to try and delay it. Overheat on Diamond. He's very low. There's the Ice Blast. He might be able to get a kill out of this. It could turn tragic for Gambit. No mana. Tries to get away. No mana at all. There's the Ice Blast. ZionSpartan with a Flame Splitter running. Goes onto the tower. Tries to jog it. Oh my god. How did that not go CLG's way? Cabochard gets away with his life.
Well, first of all here, when the gank actually happened, Cabochard had no mana left, so there was barely any damage on the ZionSpartan. And after Crooks had gone down, Diamond just returned to the top lane, ThinkCard reading it, coming up there and actually trading 1-for-1 in the end. That shouldn't have happened.
Crazy start again. Who would have guessed it after that last match? As we see Edward getting hooked in again, another Howling Gale will come out from him. to make sure that he doesn't take too much damage there from DoubleLift and Aphromoo. They are, however, pushing onto this turret already, and in this game we can note once again a difference between the junglers. It's ThinkCard that's had the good start this time, sat at 2-0-0, a 0-2-1 Diamondprox at this point of things, but that could all change the way things are going. CLG currently sat on a 500 gold lead after their start.
Yeah, with the 2 kills, but up in this top lane here, teleport was used earlier by ZionSpartan. Cabochard had it ready, could come back to the lane. He's so far ahead now. Let's see here, Link. No flash yet.
Oh, good
nice
knock away. Stun onto Diamond as he tries to flag and drag. Also, the shock blast didn't land from Nick, so Link getting away with everything there. Cabochard building up a hefty difference in that top. There's been a lot of focus up here, of course, but ZionSpartan getting that assist would have helped him a little, but it was Cabochard, of course, that got the kill. And, well, would you look at this? Diamond coming back up once again. Wards out for Cabochard. Let's see if he's going to flag and drag around the back.
No.
This is very
well, he may try
in the
to.
game.
I think as soon as the ward went down, Cabochard just warned him and it's like, well, no point. Back away from that one. So Zion going to farm up with the Flame Spitter on the tower, but you can see Cabochard, the presence he has, the pressure he's putting on ZionSpartan. This is going to be a very tough lane for him. He needs a lot of help from ThinkCard, I feel here.
Yeah, and that's a Nunu trying to lock down a Lissandra. That's not going to happen when nobody can actually stop her from reactivating her claw and just get away.
It's amazing, actually, that the fact that you say it is a Nunu, the fact that he's got 2 kills with those ice blasts. They're scary things, man.
True. I mean, obviously you wanted them to be on your carries instead of the Nunu here, but let's see what ThinkCard can do. It will give him some early wards to try and establish some vision control. Actually, walking straight into the jungle here. I'm placing one around the dragon. He will try and solo it.
Well, let's see how this one goes. The start wasn't perfect, getting knocked straight back, but we are going to see Eddie come down, and surely just seeing Eddie there will be enough to force them away from this one.
Is nearby.
But the shock blast could hit them from range, don't forget. No, I think this is going to go their way. Yep, that's a good pickup there. Very nicely done by CLG. DoubleLift can just 90 caliber through, and he is away. They have the timer on it, but a good 7.5 minute dragon for CLG.
Yeah, super smart play, knowing Diamond was on the top side of the map. You placed the ward just for some safety, and you started with Nunu. You don't really go too low if you consume as well, so it's just a very, very nice setup with ThinkCard. And the bottom lane, of course.
Yeah, good little start here for CLG. We are in the very early stages, especially since last 2 games were both, I think, around 50-minute matches. So definitely below average amount of kills and slower start than the last 2. Even though it was level 1 this time around, that was absolutely crazy. We saw, I don't know, hundreds of kills probably after 2 games. If we look towards the top lane, it's all the way pushed up onto Lissandra's tower, and that is a big, big CS lead for Cabochard.
So CLG here at level 1 actually placed the pink ward in the top side of the jungle here against Gambit, so they can see Diamondprox when he's moving around. But that simply meant ZionSpartan once again had to back away once the wave was at the tower. He knows he's an easy target, especially now Lissandra has ulti ready as well.
Alright, stood on top of a ward at the moment, Diamond, so Zion not going to get caught out blind by that one. Mid lane is being pushed up by Link though, so Diamond may pay a visit there. This has been a fairly well contested mid lane, I think, between Nick and Link. Not what we were expecting after Link's performance yesterday. He was phenomenal on that LeBlanc, but Nick has answered in kind, I think, safe to say, with the 2 solo 1v1 performances on the Kassadin versus LeBlanc earlier. At the moment, he's just happy to trade and farm on the turret. He is falling behind in CS a little bit, though.
Yeah, CLG is getting too much information from this pink ward here. They're just pinging Diamond again, knowing he wasn't near any lane to gank, and instantly Link in the mid lane just started going aggressive, trading with Nick here, and just knowing there's no Jarvan nearby. We know exactly where he is. They're pinging him once again. Teleport though in the bottom lane.
What can they do with this one? Aphromoo actually going to get exhausted up. Will flash towards the top side, but Cabochard comes through. He's gone for DoubleLift. The TP coming in from the top lane. DoubleLift is gone in this one. A good little hook, but the monsoon comes in. That knocks ZionSpartan away. Double kill for Pinoy. Can they now get onto the 3rd man? I don't think they can. ZionSpartan comes in. Didn't really offer up a whole lot in that fight.
And this is another thing about this Lissandra Rumble matchup. Lissandra's TP ganks are some of the best in the game. You teleport in, you lock down a target, and you just kill them instantly here. Super nice setup. And once again, poor little ZionSpartan being pulled away. He can get some farm though in this bottom lane at least and push it out. He might actually go for the swap. Notice here, DoubleLift and Aphromoo moving towards the top lane and keeping ZionSpartan here. He needs to get all the farm he can.
Well, you got to look towards Gambit's overall tactic, of course, because remember, they did ban away a lot of those top lane champions, so clearly it's something they had planned well ahead. And ironically, actually, in the first pick and ban phase, you were like, Lissandra Jarvan, this time has to get locked in. Obviously, Lissandra somehow managed to get through to the final choice. Aphromoo actually going face-checking onto Cabochard. Not sure that's a right choice. Hasn't really got the support he needs. ThinkCard is nearby, but Cabochard can just quickly get away from this one. They're going to throw everything at it. Is he got enough? That's the question. He's trying to delay them, but didn't even get away. Didn't even try.
Aphromoo, yes, he actually used the claw, but then Aphromoo just hooked him in and he couldn't reactivate it and stayed in place. And 4 members on this top side here. CLG going for fast pushing now with the Nunu and the Caitlyn. This is smart. They have the wards in the jungle. They got the kill now to start pressuring down, get a tower, get some global gold. And then they recall.
I was going to say, just as you say that, of course, it all changes. Pinoy on the other side of the map is still pushing on, is a little bit behind in farm compared to that of DoubleLift. So we'll see how this one all continues to work out. Got his Phage and the Sheen.
Look how well it's worked out for him, though, because he was at 24 farm when I think Cabochard was already in the 50 plus. He's just had that little switch around, and yes, it's lots of DoubleLift would have, could have maybe
that bush,
got
please.
some, but that CS has definitely been caught up very quickly. The fact that he's been absorbing those waves. Eddie gets hooked beautifully by Aphromoo. A great play. Anyone, just click that lantern, damn it. Eddie's going to go down here. DoubleLift should be able to pick up that kill. He's going to get blind in towards the side down. Pinoy doing what he can to keep his support safe. Gets the shield down, the Howling Gale, and Eddie is safe.
Eddie, just dodging around here, getting out safely, and actually Aphromoo took a lot of damage in return, but ThinkCard is constantly running around, trying to place down as many wards as possible on this Nunu, with these 2 early kills and very early sidestone as well.
There's blue buff for Jayce. In the meantime, Cabochard is pushing the top lane. Looks like DoubleLift and Aphromoo trying to push bottom as well. I think that top lane is going to be gone by the time that we do see ZionSpartan actually get back there. Middle's not exactly healthy at this stage for Gambit either. There is Link coming in, exhaust will go down. He blocks out most of the ulti damage, and there is Link up inside the Cataclysm. He will drop without anything to say.
We have seen this before from Link. Some very strange plays in this mid lane all of a sudden. I mean, either he dies one-on-one, this one dives in, tanking the tower. Instead of just stun the Jayce, take the tower, you have the Nunu, and then back away here. No reason to take the chance. They didn't know where Diamond was and ended up being punished.
Well, Nick, after being pressured, like you say, has got himself an advantage. Cabochard coming around, ThinkCard has to quickly flash away, and that's the middle turret going to go down.
At least take a lot of damage here. Yeah, not a lot of minions.
Not quite, yeah.
So get it very low, so it means if CLG ever moves away from it, the tower will just go down.
They're going to tank it. They're going to take it. So, 2 turrets to 0 for... After all that, they back away. Equalizer's actually up. He could try and snipe one here. Instead, he does cause problems. That's going to keep on pressure. Remember, the dragon's just spawned. It was an early dragon for CLG. Great timing. They should be able to take this one if they go for it. They don't realize that everyone can Gambit his back in.
Well, they know at least Diamond and the bottom lane is still here, so they can move in. At least place a few wards. You have your Nunu with the Consume. This should be their dragon, and this is going to be second one of the game for them. So very, very good start. In every other game we have seen today, it's all gone to Gambit, the early dragons.
This one's certainly different, and I don't see anyone on the minimap. No, this is going to be a freebie, forcing those 2 out of the mid lane. Enough to open up that dragon. CLG then still behind in gold, technically, but of course, that doesn't factor in the added bonuses that they get from those 2 dragon pickups. If you look down some of the items, Mirror Mana, or Man Immune at this stage of things, not quite stacked up yet into Mirror Mana for Nick. Morellonomicon and Sorcerer Shoes on the other side for Link. Also Sorcerer Shoes for ZionSpartan, as we'd expect. And the Morellonomicon for Cabochard. Nothing really amiss between all those builds that we see started out so far. We just saw Nick trying to get in to finish off that turret finally. Only needs 1 auto attack, I think, from him, but always got to be a little bit careful when, well, Syndra's there. He saw a recall in, so he just walks in and finishes it off.
Well, you've been talking about that pink ward, and I remember Jack mentioned it when we were in San Jose as well. It's one of those sneaky ward positions that just simply nobody seems to check. It's been there the entire game from the level 1 play.
Yeah.
15 minutes in now, still nobody's walked past that bush.
But it's something we have seen for a while now. It's not a new tactic.
Yeah,
you place that
weird.
pink ward. So For everyone at home, if the enemy team is invading your jungle at level 1 or at any given time, check that bush. There's a high chance someone plays the pink ward, and it will keep spotting you, keep feeding information to the other team. And we have seen how CLG plays around, knowing where Diamond is.
And you talked about the pink wards that get placed by Gambit. One was pulled by the blue, and that's it. They left it. Oh, ThinkCard caught out. He's going to go down. Absolute zero, doing nothing at this stage of the game. And that was a quick, clean pickup.
Got to be careful about that if you're CLG. Now, a kill here, a kill there. All of a sudden, you've got a 2-1-2 Lissandra, 1-0 on Jayce, a 2-0-0 Corki. It's a good kill spread for them. Meanwhile, CLG, 2 out of 3 kills onto Nunu. Probably not going to give you the biggest boost in the world, but we'll see. He's got a sight zone, so he can work on getting vision so that it doesn't get caught out like that.
Look at Cabochard here. So the bottom lane for CLG is actually played fairly passive because they know the teleport is up and they know what the gank from Cabochard can do to them again. So just staying back here, we might actually see a dive coming in. There's no deep wards. Actually, there's one from Gambit to see if Link has roamed down, and ThinkCard. Should be able to spot them if they come close to the tower here.
Should have maybe let that hook come down. Let's see if he moves through. That ward will spot him out. And I think that damage that they did to Aphromoo is going to be enough to
they're not going to move from
keep
this tower.
CLG a little bit away from this. Indeed, Cabochard kind of gets bored of that one and says, "Okay, let's just get the tower here."
They did just lose a pink ward in the mid lane, which though means they know that ThinkCard is coming behind them. I think they're ready to wait.
Teleport as well.
Teleport comes in. This is going to be ZionSpartan coming around. Already Valkyrie. There's going to be the shot. It's Cabochard's the sacrificial lamb. He will go down. Tries to get Aphromoo in the process, but they're aware.
One more.
That was not in the storybook, that's for sure. He gets caught out, stunned on the wall. Pinoy is the man that escapes, but it's leaving a little bit of free time. But Diamond, you're not going to do a lot on your own there on that middle turret, and CLG can keep pushing.
Yeah, Gambit here stayed too long in the bottom lane. CLG knew, okay, we haven't seen Lissandra on the map. There's such a high chance he's in this bottom lane, and therefore they played super passive, had people nearby as well. And then it's both Nick and Diamond were pushing all the lanes. Nobody was really there to help Gambit Gaming.
Oh, there's a stun coming in, but Diamond's coming from the side. Link, you might have gone too far. You have Cataclysm was used by Diamond. ThinkCard will now come around, but Cabochard is there as well. He uses ultimate early. There's the flash away from the absolute zero. Doesn't do much. There was no follow-up on the claw, but a snipe from Nick at the back will mean they get 2 kills now. They're going to hold onto this tower because they brought others in. They hook in Cabochard. DoubleLift will come around, but Aphromoo takes his kill. Diamond was able to walk away. Nick walking out of that one as well. Yeah, bottom lane is pushing. They're being pulled and pushed around the map here, CLG.
Gambit is constantly pushing every single lane here, making sure whenever there's a fight somewhere, we can at least get some tower damage somewhere else, get them low, and then later on we go in and finish them off. Notice how they stay. Don't even care about getting a few hits. You have the Janna shield as well. Just get this tower as low as possible, and next time a fight happens, you can then take it down.
Do feel that they're staying just a touch too long though, and they've also lost that top turret. That should go down to DoubleLift and Aphromoo in the next wave. You can see that Cabochard's heading off there, but he's not going to be in time before that turret goes down. So that's going to be 3-2 in turrets. CLG just trailing slightly, but Gambit nowhere near running away with this game. You can see that it is going to be going down and clean stuff. So let's have a look across the map. Let's have a look. Lack of vision from, honestly, both teams. A little bit of deep warding, but there's a minute left on the Dragon, of course, which CLG have picked up twice, and that should be the objective for both these teams. They both should be heading that way now.
Yeah, and problem is here, the Rumble did manage to hit his power spike with the Haunting Eyes and his magic penetration on the boots, but Caitlyn at the moment, compared to a Corki, is a lot weaker. There's no static shift completed. Maybe DoubleLift can get it when it actually goes back now, but Corki has hit his point where he's just so strong. No last whisper yet for Nick. You want as much armor penetration as possible, but Cabochard has 40% cooldown reduction on Lissandra, so he can go in and do a lot of damage in these fights here.
Let's see, 28 seconds. Dragon number 3 possibly on the cards for CLG. Not a red buff though, that is going to be smited down. Smited down, crucially, with 30 seconds until this Dragon coming up.
Well, I mean, remember they don't have the timer on it at all. They haven't seen it go down the last one. Tell a lie, Eddie was there, wasn't he? Eddie was there to see it go down. I think it was the second one, or was it the first one? I don't know which one. I'm losing count. There's been that many go down. CLG, though, they're putting pressure on this mid tower, and Gambit have actually kind of out of position. That's going to be another turret for CLG.
Yeah, the big deal here is CLG got these 2 dragons so early. It's very important in the tactic when you're running Nunu. You get that 15% damage to the towers this early in the game, because you can group then, block ball your AD carry, and start sieging down objectives. For now, Cabochard, you are way behind enemy lines. Might be able to get the dragon though for his team.
He's baited it. He's used his combo. They know because he just walked straight through the ward. So Cabochard's just pulling them all away while the rest of Gambit sneak down the dragon. But ThinkCard gonna come in. Can he steal it? It's dangerous. Oh, nicely done, Eddie. Blows him out of there. Cabochard actually not dead yet. Uses the ulti on himself just to annoy ZionSpartan a little bit longer. But first dragon for Gambit. That's quite important, and they've got 2 turrets for it.
Yeah, exactly. And again, this mid tower was low before because Diamond had been in there alone, just hitting it down to like 40%, and instantly, Pinoy, you're chasing my top laner. I'm gonna finish this low tower, and the dragon picked up for Gambit as well.
I feel like the calls for Gambit are really smooth as well. They seem to be making these moves quite well with, there doesn't seem to be hesitation, which I think was a problem for them a lot last year during the LCS. And we talked, I think it was yesterday, about, the old Gambit style where Darian would be running around the enemy base, basically feeding kills left, right, and center. But the rest of the team would be getting towers, be getting kills, be getting dragons, and that seems to be the case here as well. So Cabochard kind of filling the boots of Darian at this point to a bit of a T. If we look at the gold, it's 2,000 difference. 2-1 in dragons in favor, still though, of CLG. And they need everyone they can get. 2-0 down in a best of 5. Can't afford any more mistakes here. Otherwise, it's Gambit that will take the win.
Yeah,
pace of the game definitely slowed down, though, I noticed in this one. They've definitely took the foot off the gas. It was very much back and forward action at the start that they've had to, obviously slow down. We're still at, 15 kills in 22 minutes, so it's by far a snooze fest. But definitely both teams are suddenly taking, okay, this is actually quite serious now. We've knocked down to the inner turrets. Now we actually need to make a concerted effort here. And CLG, obviously 2-0 down, have to be thinking, we're going to have to make some big plays now.
Both teams have tried to do what they can actually to get this early gold. We see CLG trying to respond every time Gambit is taking a tower somewhere by taking it themselves. Mid tower is gone, top tower is gone as well. They have the 15% damage to the towers, and the early dragons they managed to get with the Nunu pick. And while Gambit has said we don't want to group up just yet because you have a lot of wave clear, so we're going to just spread out the map and constantly push every single lane and use our extremely strong Jayce and Corki here just to pressure you down and get all the gold. Now, finally, we do see teams grouping up. Static Shift is completed for DoubleLift. So there is a lot of damage onto these towers if they can get to them. Problem is, Jarvan and Lissandra can engage on you any given time.
I never actually noticed that Gambit are running the double exhaust as well. So I guess just a little bit worried about the fact that DoubleLift could get fed again and basically making sure they can shut him down with that Blood Boil.
Works against the Syndra as well, especially in lane for Jayce. If you want to have the all-in fight, you jump into it, you use the exhaust, and she can actually turn the damage.
They've got a giant wave at the bottom. They're pushing down the top. They could just rotate straight down towards the bottom in here. That's exactly what they're doing. CLG are at the top. They have to come all the way down. They're going to get some damage on this inhibitor field.
But this is what happens when CLG are afraid of Gambit engaging onto them, so they have to take a different route back to their own base. Otherwise, engage could happen. Gambit now gets some tower damage at least.
Not masses of it, but still damage nonetheless. And to be honest, they're in a position here where they can throw in those Corki rockets. Jayce can spam all day long on that backside, and there we see go through. The Shock Blast doesn't connect. Rocket, however, does. And Gambit, actually, if you look at the top lane, that actually looks fairly even, may even be pushing CLG's way at this point. Mid lane will be pushed out by Lissandra, and we can see that Cabochard is actually headed up by the looks of it to that top lane to make sure that one is also moving in Gambit's favor.
And to make sure he can now complete his hourglass so he can actually dive onto the team of CLG, pop his hourglass while he's using the ulti offensively on either Syndra or Caitlyn in these fights. This is what Gambit has been waiting for before. Really wanted to start the fight. You have your Moro Mana now completed on the Jayce. You have your Hourglass complete on your Lissandra. You are now ready to fight.
Let's see what they do. Cabochard wants to complete that Zhonya's. That's exactly what he's going to do. And then they are set to go diving into CLG. How is CLG going to react to this one? That is the question. Pressure very much on them. Dragon up in just under 2 minutes. Could well be the focus target, but they want to push all these waves in first. It's been Gambit that has started to control the pace of this game over the last 5 minutes or so. They are very much taking control.
Last 5 to 5 minutes.
5 to 5 minutes. I was accurate.
Yeah, indeed.
Don't laugh with that poor. You make it sound awkward when you laugh with the cough.
I know. I realise that. Well, that may have been on purpose as well.
I know.
You know, no one can forget. You know, when it comes to Intel Extreme Masters, you have to go back to that Kiev clip where I just wasn't listening to you because the producer was talking in my ear. The best awkward moment ever. Might as well keep that tradition alive. Meanwhile, back to the grand final here.
Look what Gambit is doing here. The bottom, the top wave is pushing down. There's a massive wave being built up here. 5 members nearby, just gonna push it in. CLG, they want to trade for the bottom lane.
Oh God! Don't base race again, boys. That's not what they want to do. ZionSpartan caught out. Diamond could have Cataclysm there. Flash was available for Zion, so chose not to. DoubleLift still sitting with the wave. That's going to be an inner for an inner, I think. But they're going to push on towards the inhibitor.
I mean, you can open the inhibitor here if you want to.
Let's not forget, it's effectively a double AD comp with the Jayce in there as well. So again, DoubleLift pushing against something he's not likely to win. I think they realize that everybody's gone back. Oh, Eddie hooked in. They could try and get on towards it. Equalizer would be enough to snipe him down, but they have to get back. Blood Boil on DoubleLift. They're taking down their own inhibitor.
Yeah, Pinoy was not with his teammate. He was sitting in mid lane just pushing it in. And meanwhile, ThinkCard joining DoubleLift. Taking 2 towers here. Gambit Gaming. A little bit weird. First they moved to the top lane, and then Pinoy went back to the mid lane instead of staying with his team. And well, you can just kill the Syndra then.
Wow. That was impressive by Pinoy. One point I wanted to make there. Don't forget, it's 2-1 in Dragons to CLG, which means actually right now they've got that extra damage for taking down the towers. There is a flash hook, but it will be sidestepped by Pinoy, and it looks like the rest of Gambit are going to start to close in on this one.
They need to flank around. They're going to get on towards ZionSpartan. Remember, he's going to get locked in. Quickly takes the lantern, gets out of there. Pinoy taken down. DoubleLift doing so much damage. Cataclysm back on towards him, but DoubleLift got the kill. They tried to lock him down. They're throwing everything. This time they do get him. Gambit on the cleanup duty around the back. Nick gets himself one. ThinkCard quickly chill smited out there. That's going to slow him down. Cabochard will pick up the kill. They're also tracking ZionSpartan as well in the top half. But I think he may well get away from this one.
Oh, will he?
Will they go for the Baron? Oh, that caught him. Will they go for the Baron? I think they will.
I mean, they have no AD carry at the moment. Not really anyone who wants to tank this one. Not a lot of armor on Diamond yet. Link is on his way with Syndra. Ulti ready and everything. He can blow up Nick instantly.
Nick will die instantly as well if he gets close enough to this one. We're seeing a TP coming in as well. Gambit needs to back away here. Here comes ZionSpartan. Flame Spotter will get in one. There's the equalizer going down as well. Cabochard will surely die. He manages to lock up them both. Does die. Ran the other way, which should free up both Diamond and Eddie to walk away, but that was super risky.
That might actually be the Baron for CLG now. I mean, ZionSpartan couldn't believe his luck. Literally stepping out of the bush with 0 hit points was Nick. He was just like, oh, it's Flame Spinner, thanks. Easy kill.
Yeah, I don't think they realized ZionSpartan. They didn't realize ZionSpartan had teleport because they were setting up to try and just kill Link when he walked in alone, and ZionSpartan just runs by them, kills them all.
AD carries there this time around for CLG. Pinoy is starting to move around, and you know what? This could go just as badly for CLG if they're not careful. ThinkCard continues to tank it, but he's far too healthy at this point. There's no way he can do anything. Cabochard dives in. ThinkCard will put down the absolute 0. It doesn't do anything, and CLG then lose 2 men. They're going to have to back away themselves.
The inhibitor's actually being punished as well. That's why Nick's having to get back across here. He should be in place to save it. My God, who could throw harder at the Baron? That is what this game's all about right now. 25 kills in 29 minutes. I didn't think we could match the last game, but they're having a good old go at it.
I think we have learned today, don't do Baron. It is just too risky at the moment. Both teams dying left and right around this Baron pit. Oh well, for now at least.
The irony is the Dragon was up the entire time.
Who needs Dragon when you can get the Baron?
But look, both teams are going back to Dragon now. They want another fight.
Do it there instead. And, well, this would upset them level. There is a hook coming on to Nick. Aphromoo gone deep. He's put the box down, but there are 3 men there. Here comes Eddie from the side. There is the equalizer going down as well. Link will be exchanging a kill, but it's 2 men down for CLG. It's, I don't know, they're just running in and killing themselves at this point. that Dragon is going to go the way of Gambit. ThinkCard's running in. It's already gone. The Dragon is down. DoubleLift at the back here as we see the Monsoon come out from Eddie. There is Diamond diving in. 3 men inside the Cataclysm. There is the absolute zero stop. And Diamond gets shielded in the end. There is Pinoy chasing down Zion for a double kill. And that's 4 men down for 1. Not necessarily all in one fight, really. They came in one after the other.
Right now, I just imagine 5 people on each team just yelling, go, 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 this guy, kill this guy. I mean, CLG goes in, 2 members, they know rest of Gambit is coming from base, take the fight, end up dying, and then 3 more people join in and also take the fight. And now DoubleLift, he's not done yet.
He's coming round, he's used the scrying orb, he's going for it. He's going to kill him. Pinoy, he's going to get on towards him. There's the stun link. Pinoy was pushing alone. What is going on? There's just solo plays all across the map. Nobody can be bothered to fight as a team.
Pinoy just face-palmed as well there, and I think rightly so at this stage. I'm not sure why he thought he was going to win that one. Syndra coming in to offer a helping hand.
Go Baron.
Yeah, just go fire Baron, or you know, get a base race going on. Why not?
Well, they've just warded out. I thought Diamond might actually face check for a moment there.
They actually are going to go Baron.
No, they're setting up a trap here. Gambit down.
Eddie.
Oh, Hook is gone. Eddie might die here.
Yeah, they're going to go for him. Uses the Howling Gale, but gets caught with the stun. There's the play. Eddie's going down. The ulti from Link was enough to finish him off. And now Diamond has to flag and drag. And look at this. They're back in the pit. They're going for it again.
See, 3 members around here. Diamond has Smite ready. You need a ward in that pit, though. You have the flag. They can see it. It's down to 50%. They might have to go in here.
Yeah, and look at that. Jayce's damage coming in. Here comes Diamond. He gets to steal the Baron as well. This is going to be a whitewash as well, I think. The rest of Gambit starting to come around. Cabochard has to use that Zhonya's. He does actually fall. Can Nick now poke them back? Look at the damage from him and Corki. CLG have to walk away. And Baron, once again, is a magnet to an absolute mess. Meanwhile, bottom lane is being pushed out completely. Gambit are going to go down there and see what they can get.
Yeah, Nick and Pinoy running straight down to this one. There is a big wave. As soon as they get near it, they're going to buff up that wave. It's already shredded half the hit points off it. They might be able to get the quick attack and get the hell out. That's all he wanted. Hits that shockwave. No, not going to quite get away. He hasn't even got a shockwave. It was the acceleration cake. Nick's get caught out, hooked in. He will go down eventually. Why are they taking so long? They're trying to give it to someone.
And the Nunu
This
got
game is just bonkers. I wouldn't say it's high skill, though. I gotta be honest. It's just messy as hell.
Constant
but
fighting.
My God, is it entertaining?
All right, CLG pushing up mid lane here. They have 4 members and ZionSpartan joining in soon.
They should have told us we could have done a Poro game for this one.
Start throwing that King Poro in there, but maybe that's what they're thinking. Maybe that's what they realize Nunu is. They're going to try and throw him towards the tower. There he is, the big King Poro moving in ThinkCard. Are they going to go aggressive on this one? DoubleLift getting the damage down on the turret. That's what he's there for. The Blood Boil and the shield working down that turret. He will get it down, and that's an Inagon down, despite the fact, of course, Baron is on Gambit.
Well, on 2 members at least. The rest was dead already. Now CLG setting up for another trap.
You can take this one, buddy.
I'm glad we brought 2 play-by-play guys for this because, yeah, I'm not sure if how it would have gone otherwise. We actually see their ThinkCard flashing out of the Cataclysm. There's a bit of a positional disparity in this one there. We're going to see Nick moving away through the acceleration game. Pinoy and Edward are like, no. We want inhibitors, guys. They're going to get the mid one, I think. The bottom one, let's not forget, the turret is super low. They can leave already. They have to leave already. Let's see what they can do here. 2 more auto attacks will do it. The absolute zero comes down. Pinoy is going to use an early Valkyrie, but the rest of the team is now collapsing in. Meanwhile, Edward is dying over... No, that's Aphromoo. Edward's on the other side. Pinoy fights against DoubleLift. There's a double kill for DoubleLift. And again, it's a messy affair. 2 men down on either side.
They're going again. Nick goes in. They hammer ThinkCard around. Zion pulls the Zonya's hourglass. I'm not too sure. This game is just absolutely crazy. DoubleLift's going to get himself a kill on Nick. Flashes for it. Diamond flag and drag suddenly realizes, wait, I got no support. Get out of here. Cabochard comes in. Gets onto ThinkCard. DoubleLift has to be the focus target. Why did he go for ThinkCard, not DoubleLift? He tries to quit him with the Q. Doesn't get in there. It's a triple kill for DoubleLift. This is insane. 22-20. I have no idea which way this game's going to go.
Well, at the moment, DoubleLift is just sitting back and getting more and more kills, getting towards this late game here on the Caitlyn with the Nunu as well. This might even benefit CLG in the end. But you have to kill the King Poro. That's the name of the game.
Let's try and take stock. Let's try and slow it. Actually, let's just watch his replay.
Well, hammer thing onto ThinkCard here, and believe there's a teleport coming in behind them. Yeah, Cabochard here, back in the base, teleports in, and it's all about DoubleLift. Who they want to kill. Let's see if he's actually going for ThinkCard here, if he wants DoubleLift.
Why does he not go for DoubleLift?
He did.
He
got all the damage on him, but just wasn't enough in the end. Feeding a few kills to the Caitlyn. Not the best idea.
Did he flash at the end there as well?
That was all a bit weird.
Well, I mean, it's all a bit weird, just generally, this game. Either way, Dragon is coming up in 10 seconds, as if we needed another excuse to have a fight. There's a red buff stolen away there by Pinoy. They're actually going to make a move over the wall. And what happens next is anybody's guess. There is Cabochard coming in from the top side. They've already thrown the claw out the other way. Smite's available for both junglers. Started off here. There's no flash for ThinkCard, so there's no flash consume Smite available, and there it is. It goes over to Gambit. That's their third of the game now.
It's a clean pick
have to be careful, CLG. They have no flashes on their carries here. Lissandra can go in towards them.
Yeah, Nick just wants to get the poke down. They feel that they've done enough to force them out so they can try and push the mid lane, but I'm not sure it really is the case. Gambit will be able to back away and get back towards that inhibitor turret in time. Here you can see Eddie, Cabochard, Pinoy already all there. And now, actually, I think Gambit are going to try and flank them.
Might try. I mean, there is QSS already on DoubleLift, and you have Mikhails from Aphromoo to cleanse the ulti from Cabochard as well if he comes onto Link, who's building full damage here because he has this Mikhails ready from Aphromoo. So it's going to be hard to lock down one of the carries at least, unless it's going to be Jarvan with the Cataclysm.
Every wave is pushing in Gambit's favor right now. CLG have to get the hell out of there and try and consolidate their losses, because you can see Gambit already making move. They got the bottom wave. Don't forget the super minions in that mid, and the top wave is slow pushing. And again, those shock waves keep on coming. ThinkCard having to block them off. Shock blasts, I'll say it wrong one of these times. All right. Oh dear.
It's been a long game so far.
It's been a long few days, I think.
So, onto this open inhibitor now. Can Gambit actually get it down? Middle inhibitor should be coming up here fairly soon, I believe. And will they trust themselves to get involved? Will they be able to get onto DoubleLift, for example, at the back? He still has no flash available to him.
Yeah, we're going to see if they can get on there. Remember, Cabochard, of course, with that Zhonya's, won't be afraid to pile onto DoubleLift. We haven't actually seen just a straight-up 5v5 in a very long time. It's just been 1v1, v1, 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 spread across. Stun doesn't land from Link this time. They continue to try and land the poke, but there's good heal sustain. Link actually took a little too much now. He's had to go back to the fountain. This may be Gambit's time if they spotted it, but I don't think they did. The super minions are building in that mid lane. That's all they're waiting for. Those super minions to break through, force DoubleLift to step away just to protect those Nexus turrets.
And in the top lane as well, a massive wave being built up here. If you get it down, you can actually take the tower by itself as long as Gambit force CLG to stay here. DoubleLift moving in at least to clear the mid lane, but he can't really go top because then instantly Gambit can just engage.
It'd help if Nick actually hit some poke here as well. Oh, there it is, onto Link. See, I'm happy now, managing to take Link down low, but is that enough to break through onto the inhibitor? DoubleLift had in fact left to go and clear that middle wave out. Jarvan has to slide away. He's going to be slowed. There's a Howling Gale. The equalizer will be spread across the lane, and there is Diamondprox focus. He will go down, but he's got the Cataclysm in place. Everyone super low here for CLG, except DoubleLift, who will snipe through. Scumbag Pinoy doesn't block it for his support, and that with the Zhonya's means that Zion can get away there with the Lantern as well. It's a big mess again, but it's a 3-0 win, that fight for CLG.
Yeah, Cabochard actually got into the backline of CLG here, but there was no follow-up. And now setting up a trap.
No, I think they want to just sneak in. They want to sneak in because that inhib is left very low.
ZionSpartan is still here.
Have they got enough? This is never going to work for them, surely. Yeah, I think
well,
they
we've seen crazier things in this game.
Look at the Baron. ThinkCard and DoubleLift could easily duo this one. Look how quick it's going down. The Blood Boil. ThinkCard tanking it through. DoubleLift hammering away at it. While this is all happening, all Nick and Pinoy are doing, they're going to try and get something for nothing because they realize they can't contest that Baron. But it's CLG. They're picking up again.
And that's the thing about this game here.
Technically not, because Diamond smited the last one.
Wow. Now they have it at least. Let's just see the replay. Diamond taking a lot of damage here, and that's the goal signal for CLG. They want to go in. The ulti's not the best for ZionSpartan, but now Cabochard goes into the back line, and there's no follow-up because Diamond is already so low. He dies very early. Link stays alive. DoubleLift is full HP as well, and now CLG can just clean up the fights. And this is why all these kills we have seen in this game here. Well, obviously Edward had to die in the very end. Will in the end actually favor CLG because you have the QSS on your Caitlyn, which means the dive potential is.
He didn't have to die.
True,
He
could have stayed alive.
He could have,
but he got a lot of kills. I mean, he's sitting on 10 kills at the moment, full item build.
Yeah, full-on carry DoubleLift once again. Pinoy.
He didn't recall yet.
Goes into Aphromoo. No, hasn't recalled yet, but what does he really need? He's going full-on Aphromoo, hooks him in. Uh-oh, here comes the rest of CLG. Have they got enough? Pinoy, too aggressive. Easy pickup. It's Limp that actually got it. It's not actually bought any time for CLG Gambit to do anything. It did delay the Baron time for remember, that's about it. CLG is just going to gather up this mid lane and push straight in. And they're going to leave themselves exposed to Gambit to try and backdoor. That's not going to work.
Well, let's wait and see. Hanging it. They're waiting for the minions now to walk by, and then they can sneak in unseen until they are at the inhibitor and realize, let's just recall.
Yeah, this is
There's still a Nunu buffing at Caitlyn here.
They've lost the inhib turret because
taking
of the
towers. No, they're going in now.
But
they've got
the recalls. I mean, that's one. They might get a
lot of damage as well. I mean, they're going to actually get both inhibs here, I think. Yeah. Or not, because Rumble's now come back as well.
But they've got the inhib in the mid. They're going to get themselves one. CLG could keep pushing here, theoretically.
As long as Zion can stop them from recalling, they can push and get down the Nexus turrets.
Well, they're going to hold them off. It's 6 seconds till Pinoy comes up. They're going to lose one Nexus. The stun goes on Eddie. Is it enough? Cabochard goes in. DoubleLift wills to focus, but he's going to have to use the Zhonya's throwing everything out there. In comes Zion, comes around the side. Pinoy goes aggressive, but too much. And CLG surely can take the game from this one. They're going to take down the Nexus turrets. They can keep on pushing. Diamond and Nick coming back around the side. There's the shot to ThinkCard. He's going to go down. Oh, he got DoubleLift down. He'll get dropped off by Link. They're going to 80's left. Carries left. They're going to. He just need to hit the Nexus. It doesn't matter. They've got the ace. They're going to get the game. It's 2-1. CLG are back in it.
I have no idea what to say anymore. That game was just not standard. I don't know what the word for not standard. What's the word for not standard? An anomaly.
Another 53 kills in this game in 42 minutes this time. That was solo queue. There's no doubt about it.
fighting.
I mean, but even worse than solo queue, because at least solo queue sometimes you have a little bit of cooperation. It was just crazy, batch insane, basically, is what I want to say, because that was just solo plays, 1v1s, just chaining each other. It's basically when you're playing in a game like that, you just stop and think, what are we doing?
Yeah, basically. I mean, not a single time did Gambit decide, let's group up with our absolutely insane comp here, dive the enemy backline while they have no ways of actually preventing us from killing them. Instead, let's just keep running around, keep fighting. CLG in the end, DoubleLift takes all the kills, gets the Blood Pearl, and wins the game.
Well, we are going to go over to the analysis desk where